Hey everybody, Jim Malone here. It's Dallas Trading Floor, and it's a Monday, July 27th, 2020. I'm coming to you live from Dallas, Texas, and we have a recovery a little bit in the NASDAQ. It is moving up and looks pretty good. We're also broadcasting for everybody out there. We're also on Facebook Live at facebook.com/Dallas Trading Floor. We're on YouTube, and that's my main channel, youtube.com/Dallas Trading Floor. We're also on Periscope at pscp.tv/Dallas Trading Floor. And we're on Twitch at twitch.tv/Dallas Trading Floor. So let's get into it. Also, for everybody watching on TikTok, I'm at TikTok. And by the way, I do have a action trade alerts, and it is available for everyone. Very easy to sign up. If you're on TikTok, just go to my profile, hit the link, and fill in the information, and you'll be right on the list. And this is how I am trading stocks too. And we're going to have some interesting things coming up this week. We're going to have some under $10 stocks that are top rated where you can make some money. And then we're also going to have sort of how to get started on Thinkorswim, which is the platform that I use. So it's a nice platform and allows you to do an awful lot of things on with trading, especially in options and other things. So here we go. Let's get going. Basically, here's the situation. The NASDAQ is in a upward trend, which is kind of reversing what happened on Friday. Friday, there was a tremendous sell-off. I think it was a distribution day. I have to check the charts, but I believe that was the case. All three major indices are up. The NASDAQ, the S&P 500, and the Dow Jones. They're up. So they're regaining some of the ground that was lost on Friday. And very interesting to see that. Let's see. Okay. Let me go to my first slide, and let's do the analysis on the spider. And I'm going to show you that. And there we go. And there it is, the spider. Now, I'm showing you the monthly chart. And on the monthly chart, we're almost regained where we were basically at the beginning of the drawdown in February. So that is a very interesting fact that we're almost back to that line. The spider is right now at 322, where we want to get to kind of regain where we were kind of all round trip in February was about 340. So we're very close to that. The spider is up $1.81 today, or about 0.6%. Now, the spider is very important. It tracks the S&P 500, and many people have their retirement savings in this. This is the largest ETF in the world, and it accounts for about $300 billion, if you can believe that. So this is a very important one to watch, and it is definitely in an upward trend. So that is an excellent thing from yesterday. There was a bit of a sell-off. Now, I want to show you this chart on the QQQ. This is sort of where we had the weakness on Friday, if you could see it, and that was it. It basically moved down. This red line here, this is the weekly chart, and this is what you really want to kind of look at to see where things are at. But the weekly chart is very much down. Currently, though, the NASDAQ has bounced, and it is back at about the 260 line. Now, what I believe on this, I did at the end of Friday, I had purchased some SQQQ, which is the inverse ETF on the Qs. I closed that position because I do believe, based on this chart that I'm looking at, we're going to see in the next few days, we're going to see the NASDAQ move up a little bit, probably to about the 280 level, but we'll see. It's up $4.56 today, but it is definitely below the 40-day moving average, and that's very significant because we had a major distribution day, as you can see, with this red arrow down, and then also the movement of the volume up. So very interesting is what's happening on the Qs. It looks like we're having a bit of a sell-off on the Qs right now. Okay, I want to look at next one is the Dow Jones. This is the diamond I typically look at the diamond because it covers the Dow Jones 30. There's only 30 stocks in this, but they are some of the largest industrial stocks. So let's take a quick look at the diamond. It is up a little bit today, or 0.2 at 265.35. Basically, this is pretty much unchanged since Friday. There wasn't a lot of movement around the Dow Jones. So basically, the S&P the S&P and the Dow basically maintained their current, their current formation, but the Nasdaq, the QQQ, that definitely went down. There's a major distribution day. So what does this tell us? Well, this tells us that there is a movement. There's some profit-taking movement out of the very largest tech stocks by many of the very biggest funds. And of course, we try to follow along with the funds so that we can place our bets and our capital so that as they're moving in, we're moving in, and as they're moving out, we're moving out. So this indicates a cautionary flag for this week on investments in the NASDAQ 100. So not probably a good week to buy any of the FANG stocks, such as Netflix, such as Microsoft, such as Facebook, those kind of stocks. We want to be taking a hold, wait and see on that, wait and see on that. Okay, so I have an interesting, but there is some very interesting action in some of the bio stocks and some of the medical names. This is a name that my intern Mervyn Price came across, and I think this has got a very, very promising chart. And I want to show it to you. I want to show this to you right now. This is called Capricor Therapeutics, and I'm going to show you the chart just in a second. There we go. There's the chart for Capricor. It is up $1.55 today. And what's remarkable about this is that this is like under $10 stock. So this is up 20% just today. And if you're looking at this chart, you can see we're moving up here very quickly. We're above the 200. We're above the 50-day, and we have very strong volume on this stock. This probably, based on this chart, this may reset a little bit, but I believe this is going higher. This is possibly a buy if the stock is able to move beyond about $11 a share. And the reason I know that is because this former spike here is about at $11. Remember, we always want to buy high and going higher. That's a major thing. Now, also, let's look at the current earnings. They are down a little bit, but what's good about this is that it does have a very good composite rating of 84. Typically, we want to buy stocks that are at least 80 on the composite rating. So this is interesting, very, very interesting in terms of its price move. We don't know what's going to happen on this, but it looks as if, based on the chart, that this stock may be beginning its price move. So that's kind of an important thing. Again, put this one down. You might want to watch this stock, CAPR, Capricor Therapeutics, and it is a low price stock that possibly could return some big money. So just wanted to put that out there for everybody. Also, I want to show you, next up, I want to show you my portfolio, just so that to keep me honest here. And here is my portfolio currently. I'm in Netflix. I'm also in Teladoc. I'm in Blink Charging. That's the charging. That's the company that has the electric vehicle charging. It's not like Tesla, but it sort of is going to hopefully take up some slack in the for other companies that don't have a charging network like Tesla does. So it also the Blink chargers allow Tesla cars to charge. So I do think this is maybe a very big area. It is up today just 26 cents, or about almost 4%. Tesla, of course, I'm in. It's way up. It's at it started today basically at a little bit about 1,400. It's up almost $100 a share, $107 a share, about 7%. So it's very volatile. I'm definitely in the stock now. I have sold a call option on this stock. I did this morning. It's a 1530 call option that I sold this morning for Tesla. So hopefully, it moves up to that point, and I will be able to collect on that. We also have Corvo. This is the highly rated semiconductor stock that basically coming up on the 5G play. It's up today, $3.38, or about 3%. And then one of my interesting, very, very interesting companies that I do think you also ought to put on your watch list, because this is a very inexpensive stock, but it's moving very, very nicely. Retractable Technologies, RVP. So that's another one you might want to look at. All right. Well, thank you for that. And let's see what the first questions are out there. All right. Hey, thank you. Bitcoin is making a cup. GBC is making a cup and a handle potentially. Is it crypto time? I don't know. That's a good question. Let's look at the GBC. This is the Greystone. This is GBTC, is an interesting stock, because what it is it's the they own about 4%. It's a ETF that owns approximately 4% of all the Bitcoin in the world. Company. So let me pull that one up here really quickly. It's GBTC. Go. Waiting for my equipment. I got some new cables, by the way, everybody. So hopefully this is going to look a lot better than it did before. And I'm hopefully going to get better throughput than I was on this. Okay, GBTC. Yes, it's up very nicely. Very good call, by the way. This is a good one. I'm going to show you this chart right now. Let's take a look at it. Okay, I'm waiting for it to fill in on the chart pattern, because it will fill in here pretty quickly. But just looking at the numbers directly, it looks pretty good. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now I was hopefully going to show the daily chart. It's up $1.85, and so it's 17%. So this might be a good time for very, very good, Kian. That's a very good call. We may be getting a little bit more interest in the Bitcoin. This is, by the way, everybody, this is a really good way to play the Bitcoin game, because if you just have Bitcoins yourself, it's difficult to move in and out of the stocks. It's difficult. But with this Greystone Bitcoin Trust, GBTC, it's quite easy. It just trades just exactly like a stock, and you can do just about everything that you're going to do in a stock. So I want to take, for grins, I want to look to see if there's any options on this, on this GBTC. So this is a way you could possibly leverage quite a bit this is going to be the options. It doesn't look as if we have options on this right now. Yeah, there doesn't seem, let's see if there's an option chain. Let me see if no, there's no options available for this currently. I was just looking to see if there was options out there. That might be a way to super leverage. Right now you could buy 100 shares, but why not, potentially leverage 1,000 that you could do on the options. But it's not ready to do that yet. So that's just looking at RDFN, Redfin, breaking out. Let's see if there's a breakout on Redfin as well. So RDFN, and I know this symbol pretty well, Redfin. And of course, one of the biggest issues right now in the residential real estate market is there's just not enough inventory out there for a lot of people. So, things like Redfin are making kind of an interesting, they're becoming very interesting in the space. Well, okay. RDFN, so hopefully, there we go. Okay, you're going to come up with it. Well, while that's working, I'm going to take another question. Sorry about that. All right, I get, for some reason, Monday, greetings. Sending good vibes. Thanks, man. What's the ticker? Okay, Monday, greetings, sending good vibes. Thanks, you, man. Always like the good vibes. What's the ticker? Okay, the ticker on the ticker for the Bitcoin Trust is GBTC. That is the ticker for the for that. So for some reason my other charts aren't working right now, so I'm going to get up the Redfin on the Nasdaq site, RDFN. And by the way, this site is free, so this kind of gives us an idea of what we're talking about here with Redfin. So let me see if I can pull a chart here and give you that. There we go. There's the chart. There we go. Redfin. Oh. There we go. Back to Redfin. All right. I normally could tell you what the chart would be, but for some reason, my chart feeds aren't working very well today. But the stock is up tremendously, $7.78. So it does look, at least from right now, what I'm seeing, it looks good. But let me see if I can pull a chart from another site here. It's the basic chart on Redfin. There we go. Let's look at the basic chart for Redfin. Okay. Yeah, it definitely is making a new high. That's interesting. Very, very good. I appreciate this. I think you're right. I think this looks like it may be getting ready to break out because this little movement here. Very, very interesting. That's the basic chart. So see if I can pull up an interactive chart. All right. Let's see if I can pull an interactive chart on Redfin. Right. Okay. Interesting chart. And again, I'm using the NASDAQ sites. Look like it's retreated a little bit. You know what? I would wait on this one until we hit at least 43.80 because it needs to move above that. So we're at 43.35. You know what? Wait for this one to settle. If it makes another movement above about 43.80, then that possibly is a buyer. Right now, don't buy this. We want to see it on an uptick, making a new high before we buy this one. But I appreciate that. That's a good chart for Redfin. Interesting. I would not have been in that one. INUV. Let's take a look at INUV real quick. INUV, and hopefully I can give you a good chart on this one. There we go. All right. And we're going to see if we get a chart on that one. We're a little bit constrained on the bandwidth still. So, ouch. There we go. Okay. Okay. So, TSM, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing, TSM. I do think that TSM is set up quite well to run higher. Let me take a quick look on TSM on my other site that's a little bit faster. This is the NASDAQ site, by the way, that I'm pulling these quotes on. So let's go to the basic chart and come on, baby. There we go. And we want to TSM is the Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing. So hopefully we're going to see that. There we go. Yeah, very nice chart. Let me see if I can get a better time frame here. I'm going to do a 3-month chart. All right, and I'm going to do one candlestick. See if I can give you something that's a little bit better than I've been doing. Update chart. There we go. Now we can see it. All right. So let's go back to that chart for Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing. Let's see. All right. Looking at these candles. Let's look at the 50-day moving average. Give us a look at the 50. Okay, so there's the 50 line that I just put in. So it's above the 50. That's good with Taiwan Semiconductor. Let's look at the 20 to make sure it's above the 20. I'm sure it is, but I just want to make sure. I just want to look at this relative. Okay, this is good. It touched there. It's moving there. Yeah, this is a gap. This is a gap up. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, I think that I think that Taiwan Semi still has a ways to go based on this chart. I think Taiwan Semi has definitely a way to go. Let me see if I can pull a leaderboard chart on this. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can pull a leaderboard chart on Taiwan Semiconductor, TSM. This is a good stock. This is in a good area. Okay, sharp spike. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, this is excellent. Yeah, this is definitely a buy. This is number one in this group. Yeah, this is definitely a buy. Taiwan Semiconductor, TSM. Put this on your watch list. This is a winner. This is going to go higher. This stock is going to go. There we go. Nice. Finally getting the correct chart here. Well, we just lost it again. Wow, I'm even having bandwidth issues here. Yeah, this is definitely going to go higher. No question on it. Taiwan Semiconductor. So yeah, definitely more room to run. What do you think of silver? Okay. Here's the thing. I have an interesting PAS. This is a good one. This is a silver company. This is doing Pan American Silver. PAAS is the symbol on this one. Should put the chart up on this one. PAAS. This is a top-rated company, by the way, if you're looking to get into the silver. Now, the thing about the silver, I'm not as bullish on silver as I am on some of the gold companies, just because silver has a funny thing. When there's fear in the market, it tends to come out of the woodwork. We tend to see it everywhere. So, boy, it is really slow today. I'm not getting the throughput on this machine. Sorry about that. Okay, so, well, I'm going to put it out there and see if I can get a quote, and then I'll get back to you on that. Sorry about that. Okay, still a wait and see on Tesla? Absolutely. I think it's going to move back up. The thing about Tesla, it was about 1404 today, early, and it moved up sharply above 1500. This morning I sold a call option, a 1530 call option on it. So that's kind of that's kind of the way it is. Oh, hey, great! I've got a recommendation here. This is excellent. Thank you. Let me just show you this one. Thank you, Grandpa Paul. Okay, this is okay. Thank you for recommending KL. Took profits on a call that I had on my shares, up 6%. Yes, thank you. Okay, that's what you want to do. I love this kind of thing. Thank you for thank you for showing that today. I appreciate it very, very much. So, by the way, if you want to get a lot of these things, I put this out on my action trade alerts, and it's very easy to get that. You just go to www Dallas Trading Floor, and I'm going to show you the sign right there, www Dallas Trading Floor, and then just go over to the subscribe. Just put information in there, and you'll be on our action trade list. And this shows you kind of how I'm trading. And also every day I try to show you my portfolio, and then hopefully I'm going to have some other modern portfolios available as well. But thank you so much for that kind comment regarding KL. I really, really appreciate that. So that's any predictions on tech earnings? Well, here's the thing, Nathaniel. What we've been seeing a little bit, you're in earnings season right now. I do think we're going to see. I do think we're going to see good earnings, but I don't think the share prices are necessarily going to hold up as well. There's been a lot of profit taking, and this is something that hopefully I'll have some more trades for you this week. Basically, I do believe that we're going to see some fall off on some of the shares in the semiconductor industry. Now, that's what they're reporting now. So my strategy for taking this into account is to do what they call a bear call spread. Now, I know this sounds kind of counterintuitive, but typically stocks will run up right before they announce, and then when they announce, they will typically move lower. So what I like to do on these is right before the announcement, I like to do a bear call spread. And what that is that's buying a higher price call and selling a lower price call. And by the way, if you do that, you end up with a credit balance. And then when the movement is made, then going ahead and closing that. Because typically what will happen on earnings is that there'll be a lot of anticipation, and then once the earnings are in, it will fall. And then once it falls, then you can close that position to make some money. So I'll be going into a little bit more of this on my action trade alerts. And again, to get the action trade alerts, it's super easy. All you have to do is go to dallastradingfloor.com and fill in the information, and we will get it right out to you. Thank you so very much. And let's go to the next question. Thank you. All right. It's a good time to be in KL. I am seeing much more interest right now in some of the in some of the gold mining stocks, and KL is certainly one of the best ones. There's another one that I want to point you to, and that's Franklin Nevada Gold. FNV is the symbol on that one. That's another one I think that has some good legs. But let's look at KL, because KL is rated very, very well, and it has done quite well in the last 3 months or so. So I do think that it's potentially a very, very good stock. Now, for some reason, I am not pulling this up. This is just very frustrating. I don't seem to be getting into my shit. Let's see if I can re-enter this site. Alrighty, there we go. Okay, we look at KL. Yep, and I apologize for this. Wow, it's not fat. It's not fast. And thank you again, Arnold. Appreciate you too. So let's see if I have another question from TikTok. Based on your analysis, do you think Tesla is overrated or underrated? Well, I think it's underrated. I know that sounds very strange, but I do think that Tesla right now is an underrated stock. Why do I think that? Well, the reason I think that is because automobile manufacturing is still one of the largest activities in all of the world. As a matter of fact, many countries depend very, very heavily on automobile manufacturing for their to make money. And one of those is Germany. Now, Germany does not have the capability in electric vehicles that some of the other countries have, and this is causing an interesting thing to happen as the world moves to electric vehicles. And I have no doubt that the world is going to move to electric vehicles. We are going to see a shift again in the in the business. And this is representing a major shift. For the last 30 years, American automobile manufacturing has been in decline. I think that has just changed. I think we're in an inflection point right now with Tesla. And I do believe that Tesla is going to lead a new renaissance in American vehicle manufacturing in the electric space. Now, that's why it's so important. So that's why I do think it is undervalued. And with this new plant that they have announced in Austin, Texas, I think that's going to be very evident very, very quickly. I want to show you the chart on Kirkland Lakes. I'm sorry it took me so long to pull this up. I'm having a little bit of bandwidth issues. There we go. Now I've pulled the complete chart. So I'm having a little bit of bandwidth issues, and I want to show you this chart. If you want a gold play, this is probably one of your best. One of your best gold plays out there. This is the daily chart. I typically recommend looking at the monthly chart, but since I'm having bandwidth issues, that's not the case here. It has made a new high. This is probably a time to consider possibly either watch listing or moving into KL, because we are seeing it has breached it is in a gap up situation. So it's also the number one gold mining stock in the world right now, KL. So I do believe that KL is possibly at least a watch list, and probably more than that. This could easily go to $70. I don't make any recommendations, but I do think that we're going to see a very strong motion on this particular stock. So thank you for bringing that up. I have covered KL a few times on this show, and it's a definite winner, at least for right now. And that's, we want to be only in the winners if we could do that. So I have a question on audio codes, which is a very interesting question. I am actually in audio codes, so hopefully we're going to see. We just went after hours here. Well, I can't seem to get up my charts on audio codes. I do know it's doing quite well. I don't have a quote for you, unfortunately, on it at the moment. Um, let's see. AMD a good buy now? I think AMD is potentially a very good buy. We put that in our simulated portfolio today. We moved that into our simulated portfolio. Yeah. Okay. I want to show you this audio codes. This is also a top rated stock as well. So let me pull that up. I finally got it to move up onto my screen. By the way, everybody that's watching on TikTok, I'm simulcasting this on YouTube at youtube.com/Dallas Trading Floor. It's off a little bit in after hours, so it looks as if it reported. This is a lot of times what will happen when it reports. It'll move up and then it'll move down. It was up very strongly before the report. $3.42 is down $3.12, basically giving back everything in after hours. But I think the report was fairly good on this, and I'm in the stock currently. I am not in the actual physical stock. What I have on this one is a bull call spread on this. I'm expecting this to move higher as we go further in the month. This is a very top rated stock for the IP space. It's an Israeli company doing quite well. And I do think it has a little bit more to run as well. Okay, question. How do you see the airlines right now? Why do people keep asking about the airlines? I don't know this. If you have an airline stock, sell it, because airlines are not going to recover until the worldwide pandemic we get rid of that. All airline stocks. I know that on Robinhood, and a lot of the people that trade on Robinhood, there's a lot of people that are interested in airline stocks. They are terrible. Please, everybody. This is a very important thing, and I don't want to browbeat anyone, but think about it logically. We are in a situation where 75% of the world's airline travel is not happening, at least until the pandemic is over. So all of these airline companies have huge fleets of aircraft. They do not own these aircraft. They lease them, but the lease payments are due. It cannot be good. This is based on a fallacy. Buying stocks on this is based on a fallacy, and I want to be very clear on this. The fallacy is you're going to buy something that's on sale. This is how you do. This is how you exist if you're in the retail space. You do not want to buy things on sale in stocks. You want to buy stocks that are high and going higher. Why? Because you always want to sell. You always want to buy a stock with reselling in mind. Now, if you're like Warren Buffett and you can hold stocks for 40 years, then you might want to buy bargains. But by buying bargains in this market, it is a recipe for disaster. And the reason it's a recipe for disaster is because you cannot resell them. I was warning people over the months that were trying to buy United Airlines. They're saying, "Wow, I've heard of United Airlines. It's so awesome. I've been on there. I've flown on their airline. It's really great, and it's so cheap." And they bought it, and guess what? It went down. And the reason it went down is because they have incredibly high overhead. Now, will these companies survive? Probably, because they have huge loans from the government. But your portfolio won't be survived if you are in the airlines, at least for right now. So please be very, very careful when you are dealing in certain areas of this market. One of the areas is hotels. Nobody is staying in hotels right now. Another area that people are shunning are the airlines. That's another area you want not to be in. Another area is cruises. I know I get hate mail from people that say I shouldn't be dogging Carnival Cruise Line, CCL, so much, but you can't win in a stock that has no customers. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So, anyways, that's my rant on that. I apologize if I went a little bit onto it, but I don't see airlines as being a very good place to be right now. I saw your video on diversification. Are you serious to say? Yes, I am. I'm absolutely serious. When you have a 15K portfolio, by the way, you should have no more than 3 positions. I know that sounds weird. I think everybody is telling you to diversify. Everybody out there is saying that you should have 50 stocks. Well, if you want 50 stocks, the way you get 50 stocks is you buy an index fund. You buy the QQQ or you buy the Spider. That's what you buy because they do it for you. Why spend all the time and effort? If you want to make money in a stock, you have to concentrate your holding into very few issues. Here's what I do. I only carry typically between 6 and 8 positions, and I have a fairly large portfolio. What I do is at the end of each week, I evaluate them. If they're not going up right, I sell them, and then I find other ones that are better. And if I find ones that are really good, like Tesla, I move into them even more. So that's what in order to make money, you need to concentrate your capital in the stocks that are doing the very best. Now, it's true. I do run several different kinds of portfolios. I have a portfolio that I'm developing with my interns here for under $10 stocks and for people that have very small portfolios, like $5,000. But if you're trading more than that, try to concentrate in a very few very good stocks and watch them very carefully. And if you do that, you're going to find some winners. And when you find some winners, you will understand that this is the way to go. Believe me, I have been down this road before. I mean, I started out, reading The Intelligent Investor by the book that Buffett recommends. And that's great if you have an insurance company behind you. And you can invest in 50 stocks, and you can have 40 of the stocks go down or go nowhere. But if you don't have that much capital, you want to concentrate into a very few high moving stocks where you can make the most money. So thank you very much for that question. That's a big deal. Okay, Facebook's will have good reporting. I don't know about Facebook's. I think Facebook's earnings are going to be a little bit compromised based on the fact that Facebook is if Facebook is definitely in a it definitely is having some backlash from some of their advertisers. Now, I want to show you the Facebook chart. If you'll notice, it has dropped below the 200-day moving. It's dropped below the. Let's see what average this is. It's dropped below the 50-day moving average. By the way, this is a different chart than the one I was showing you earlier, but it's dropped below this. This is not a place you want to buy Facebook. You want to wait. Even though it's on an upward trend, you want to see it move above this line. I believe it needs to move it to about 235, 236 in order to consider moving back in. This is going to move up strongly, though. I don't think Facebook by any shot is out of the picture. I do think it's good, but wait until it confirms a little bit more before it moves higher. All right, so let's look at this. This is an interesting question about Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines was once the darling of the aviation character stocks, but is now less than half of its value and not showing any significant upward motion throughout. Thank you very much for this, Marion. You're absolutely correct about this. This stock is a great company. It's extremely well run, but because of the issues that you're having in the industry right now, it is not worth what it once was. So thank you very much for that. Thoughts on PSTH? Let's look at PSTH real quick on my alternative charting system. PSTH. All right, let's see if I can. Okay, this is Pershing Square. Okay, this is the Bill Ackerman roadshow that's going on. For all these people that don't know this, Bill Ackerman is a famous hedge fund manager, and he is the guy that famously, a few months ago, when the stock market was going down, came on CNBC practically crying, saying that, oh my God, the world is coming to an end. And then he proceeded to short the market. I do not trust this guy, and I do not trust Pershing Square. What they have going on right now. I have no information on this stock. What they have going on right now is they have a sort of a what they call a blank check company. And what this is just a fund that's going to go buy some other company. I cannot recommend PSTH. I just cannot do it. And see who owned both. Well, I wish you the best. I cannot recommend anything that Ackerman is involved in. I just don't. I don't think he's a trustworthy individual. But he's very rich, so he's a lot richer than I am. But I cannot get behind anything that he's involved in. I think you better be very, very careful when you're dealing with any of Ackerman's companies. All right. Let's see. Do I have? I'm still having bandwidth issues, so I apologize for that. All right. So you own both. Okay. All right. So on TikTok, let's see. Any thoughts on Netflix? I think Netflix has been rebounding strongly today. And I want to show you just, by the way, everybody, I have in my portfolio, I have Netflix, and I will just give you a quick view of what I have today. This is my current portfolio as of this morning. So I have Netflix. It's currently it's currently up a little bit. I've owned it since about I've owned it since 460. That was the major pivot on Netflix. As you can see, it's up strongly today at about 3.31% today. I have sold a call against this basically at about 395. And so I probably will be out of this stock by the end of the week. But a very strong stock, and I think it's going to continue to be strong. I think it's going to be to continue to be strong as well. All right. Do you typically let bulk close spread expire or take the profits? That's a really, really good question. Here's the thing. With bull call spreads, here's what I do. If I have profits in the bull call spreads, I typically close them about 80% of the potential profit. And the reason I do that is because I've gained most of what I could gain off of that. That is an excellent, excellent question. I typically, and I probably should be more, I should be more clear on this when I show people on my action trade alerts how I'm trading these bull call spreads. I will probably close audio codes before its expiration. That's the current bull call spread that I have on right now. I typically will take my profit if I'm seeing better than a 50% profit. Typically 50 to 80% is my sweet spot. Thank you very, very much for that question. That's an excellent question, by the way. Excellent question. Any thoughts on Square and SE? Let's see if I can give you some more information on Square and SE. So let's look at Square. Square has been just doing tremendously. It's up today very strongly. And let me pull up the chart for Square. Here we go. Here's Square's chart. It's up $4. I think that this is bouncing off this resistance here. I think you could be in it, and you could see in probably the next week or two, I think you could see it move right up this line. How do I know this? Because this is trending higher. And my only issue with this chart is we're a little bit light on the volume, so there's not a lot of commitment. But I do think that Square is moving higher. Let's look at SE really quickly. A lot of stocks have been doing quite well today. So we did have a tremendous sell-off on Friday. So that's part of the reason. There's just bouncing back, as they say. It's called the dead cat bounce. So this is okay. This is interesting. This is I don't think that this is potentially where you want to be. This other stock, SE. Let's show you the chart of this so quickly. Here we go. This has fallen below the average. I wouldn't be a buyer in this, even though it's coming up. Wait until it crosses the 50-day moving average in order to be in the stock. But it's looking good. This is watch list. This is watch list stock. So very good. All right. Hey, thank you, man. Okay. Tesla. I never sold, but still at a loss. Okay. Here's a way you can get back from that. How many shares do you have? If you have 100 shares or more, you can sell a covered call. What I would do here is I would look to see where you're in the stock, and then I would set I would set a limit order to sell at about 10% above where you're in it. I don't know where you're in it, but I typically that would probably be a good good idea to do that if you need to sell the stock. I do think that Tesla is going higher. It just depends on where you bought it. If you're in the $1,600 range, it's probably a little bit too high. It's probably a little bit too high. So, but that's what I would do. I would set a limit order in to sell that. And by the way, just for everyone to know, I do put out action trade alerts, and I'm going to starting to do some educational things as well. Also, watch out on TikTok and on YouTube for a little bit quick 1-minute educational videos on various things. To sign up for the action trade alerts, basically just go to dallastradingfloor.com and then subscribe. It's totally free. So there you go. And if you're on TikTok, if you're watching on TikTok, go to my profile, hit the link, and it'll be taken right to the sign up page for the action trade alert. So thank you very much for that, for everyone who's looking there. All right. So NIO. Okay. Here's the problem with NIO. NIO is essentially a Me Too electric vehicle company that's based in China, and I just don't think I just think it's very difficult to figure out where it's going to go, because the Chinese market is so different than the U.S. market. I don't like this stock, and the reason I don't like this stock is not only because it's a Chinese stock, because of their accounting issues, but I just can't get behind a stock like this. I don't think this is going to do well. There's another one that's like this is Nikola, which is a company that has beautiful pictures on its website, but it doesn't really have anything to sell, and that's a problem. Now, let me show you. This is the chart on NIO, and it's also off after hours. As you can see, it's downward trending. It basically is a Me Too stock, and it's a Me Too stock to Tesla, and it's continuing to move down. It's moved down 10 cents, not a lot, but over a period of time, this is not the trend that you want to buy in. If you're in this stock and you're down more than 8%, sell it, please, and find something that is trending the right way. This is not trending the right way, and it is trending down. So I don't think you want to be in Nikola right now. I just don't think it's a very. I mean, in NIO, I just don't think it is a winning stock. So that's just my opinion. Okay. Gold is hot. Any opinion on AUY? There's other better gold stocks than that. I recommend KL, but let's look at AUY. By the way, Harmony Gold is an under $10 stock that's top rated. That is gold. They mine primarily in. Okay, this is definitely on the list. Okay, this is a winner. Aha. Okay, I didn't realize this is Yanma Gold. This one actually is top rated. This is an under $10 that is good. I have no problems with this. There's a lot of action right now in the gold mining stocks. A lot of people are moving into that because of the potential thing that, with gold moving higher. So yeah, I like this one. It's not my favorite. I like Harmony Gold better than this, but it's still very, very good, very viable. Let's look at this one relative to the other ones in the site. So let's give you some ideas here. AUY is the symbol. And let me see if I can give you a good kind of rundown on AUY. So there we go. It's a little bit more analysis on AUY. Let's come up here in a second, and hopefully we'll have it for you. So I said hopefully. I don't think it's happening. Oh goodness gracious. Yeah. Here we go. Here we go. So let's look at AUI a little bit. There we go. It's not ranked, so it's lower than that. Ashanti AU is, I think, the one that you might be more comfortable with. This is a top-rated stock. It's not a totally cheap stock, but I think that Ashanti Gold AU is where you want to be in the gold, silver, gems mining group. I think that's where you want to be, rather than AUI. But AUI is perfectly good. It's a good stock, but I think you want to be in. in AU instead. So let's look at this. Ashante is AU. So let's see if we can pull a chart up on AU here in a second, and hopefully that will come up. There we go. Yep. All right. So hopefully I'll have something on there in just a second. Let's see. What site do you use for after hours? Here's what I do. I use the NASDAQ site. This is a direct feed from NASDAQ, and it's NASDAQ.com. So that's a free site that's really good. I also think that the Yahoo site, believe it or not, has some very good after-hours stuff. And of course, I use Leaderboard and the IUD. So I have several sites that I use. Okay, here we go. This is if you're looking for a gold mining stock and you don't want to buy KL, the two best ones right now are KL and AU, but I'm going to show you AU here. Here we go. I finally pulled it up. I can't believe it. So let me. I finally pulled up AU. This is an answer to YTU 3737. This is basically the stock that I think that you might be more interested in rather than AUY. This is AU. This is a quality stock. This is a 99. So this is one you want to look at possibly if you are looking for a gold stock. The other one, the other chart that I want to show you for a gold stock is KL. And this is my all-time favorite gold stock. I'm currently not in the stock, but I have been in and out of the stock several times during the year. So I will get a chart on KL here in just a second as well. All right, so let's see. Silver. I'm not a silver bug. I am not one who really is that much into it, into silver. I think you should stay away from the silver stocks. And the reason I do is because when there is any hint of inflation, silver comes out of the friggin' woodworks. Everybody goes and they melt down their grandma's silver and everything like that. So I don't like silver. I like gold better. And if you're buying mining stocks, that's I think where you want to be. Here is a chart of KL. It's moved up quite significantly. It's after hours. It's up 7 cents, and it was up $2.36 today. Very significant here. But this is the top-rated gold stock right now in the world, and it's KL. And that's if you want to be in the mining stocks. If you want to be in the metals, this might be a way to go. It gapped up today. This has got a very strong cup and handle pattern. And I do think that we're looking at a very, very, this is going to probably go higher. Now, how much higher? Who knows? But I do think that this has a potential to go up at least to 60, 65 in that range. So if you're looking in the gold stocks, KL is my number one choice right now for that. So BKYI. Let me look at BKYI. I don't know that off the hand, that symbol. BKYI. All right. See if I can pull something. BioKey International. This looks like a penny stock. Let's see. There typically are quite a few penny stocks in the biotech area, as well as mining. Those areas tend to have a lot of penny stocks. So that's something you want to be very, very careful on. I don't have a chart from that yet. Barrick Gold, okay. Barrick Gold used to be better. That's true. That was true 30 years ago. But we live in 2020, not in 1990. Barrick Gold at one time was absolutely the top rated stock. They in the gold space. But that was before these other companies. KL, which is a Canadian company, is better rated, no question, than Barrick Gold. I mean, Barrick Gold has a great name, but it's kind of like a lot of things in this world. Things have changed, and that's one thing you've got to be up on the individual names for today. I don't dislike Barrick Gold, but I just think that there's better ones out there. Now we're going to look at BioKey. This is a penny stock. I do not recommend buying stocks like this, primarily because it's a good way to lose money. Here's the thing about here's the thing to talk about a stock that it's up 10 cents. This is a classic pump and dump. You have people that have sponsored the stock, and they're pumping and they're dumping right now. As you can see, this is a horrible chart. It is not only is it a downward trending chart. I know this because it's below the 40-day moving average. It's got a composite rating of 5. Stay away. This thing is toxic. I wouldn't buy it. All right, so Novax, NVAX. Let's see if I can get anything for NVAX. NVAX. All right. Hopefully, I'm going to get something here for Novax really quickly. Okay. It's been down all day. HMY. It's been all day, and it's never been above 7.61. Do you like? Why do you like this one? HMY? Did I give a buy? I don't think maybe I did. HMY. Harmony Gold? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The reason I like it is because the reason I like Harmony is because Harmony is a undervalued stock, and I do believe it is going to move up. I like the fact that they're in South Africa, that has some of the lowest costs for gold mining stocks. Now, if you're looking for the very best gold mining stock, that's KL, but it's not in this price range. It is a $50 stock. Harmony Gold is not bad. It's off 1 cent today, but it is up overall in normal hours. Let me show you the chart on this one, on Harmony Gold. Okay, here we go. It is today, it was up 1%, not a lot, 0.077 cents. But I like this because of this composite rating. It's got an 87 composite rating. This is excellent. I also like this chart. This is a much better chart than some of the many penny stocks. We also have very strong buying accumulation here. You see this blue bar is far above the average. This is the reason I like HMY, Harmony Gold. Now, is this my favorite of the gold mining stocks? No, it is not. My favorite is KL, but KL is a more expensive stock. So for a low price stock in the gold mining space, Harmony is very, very good. We also have large amounts of volume. As you can see, it's up 203% just today. So there are people that are accumulating this. Now, is it in the gold mining space? Is it number one? No. AU, Ashanti, Anglo Ashanti, that is the number one in the space. So that's the reason I like Harmony, and it's all based on the chart, really. It's all based on the chart as well. Just wanted to put out there that my action trade alerts are available. If you're on TikTok, the easiest way to do this is to just go to my profile and then just tap on the link. It'll take you directly to the sign up page. If you're on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, or Twitch, the best way to do that is to go to www.dallastradingfloor.com and just sign up. It's all free. And hopefully we will get you in on some of these great potential trades. All right, I'm at the last questions here. The last question for today is going to be on Wayfair from Arnold. Thank you very much, Arnold. Always like your questions. And let's see what I want to look at the chart for Wayfair. This, of course, for everybody that doesn't know, this is one of the largest online retailers, and they have been doing very good as of late. And hopefully, I will have the chart up here in just a second. Again, if I don't get to everybody today, the best thing to do is, if you have an individual question, just send it directly to the website, www.dallastradingfloor.com, and then put in the comments, and it will be up there. So hopefully I'm going to get a quote on Wayfair. Yeah, I'm having bandwidth issues. Looks like I cannot get a quote on this right now. I seem to be bandwidth constrained, as you can see. Yeah, there we go. We're moving in and out on that. So let's see if I can get a quote for Wayfair, and that's will be the last one for today. There we go. Okay, and we're waiting on the research here. It'll just hopefully be up in just a second for Wayfair. Well, it doesn't look like I can do it. So unfortunately, I am going to have to end with that. But thank you so very, very much. By the way, I'm on at 2:30 to 3:30 every market day, Dallas Trading Floor, and on YouTube. Oh, did I get it? Wayfair. Oh, finally. Okay, so we are gonna get some information on Wayfair. Let's look at how Wayfair moves. Let's see how they look relative to the other ones. Okay, Alibaba is number one in that category, with Amazon number two. JD.com, of course, that's another Chinese company, and Fiverr is number four. Now, Wayfair is number 12 on the list, so it is not as top rated as Alibaba, but Alibaba could be a tricky one. I don't know if I would want to be in Alibaba, but it is moving up. It is still a little bit too low to buy at 79, but it's definitely a watch list stock. So thanks, everybody. Thanks again. And I will see you tomorrow at 2:30.